Nice That You Looking At, Soon You'll Get Better, is a song by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift featuring the American country band the Dixie Chicks. Swift and Jack Antonoff wrote and produced the song for the former's seventh studio album, Lover, 2019. Soon You'll Get Better is a country ballad featuring slide guitar, banjo, and fiddle alongside vocal harmonies. The lyrics were inspired by Swift's parents' cancer diagnoses. Music critics acclaimed the vulnerable songwriting of Soon You'll Get Better and deemed Swift's vocals emotional. They compared the tone of the song to prayers and lullabies. The track peaked at number 63 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and marked the Dixie Chicks' first Hot Country Songs entry in 13 years. It also entered the singles charts of Australia, Canada, and Scotland. It was certified gold in Australia and Brazil. On April 18, 2020, Swift performed a solo piano rendition of the song as part of the One World Together at Home livestream charity event. Taylor Swift conceived her seventh studio album, Lover, as a love letter to love itself that explores the many feelings evoked by love. The album was influenced by the connections she felt with her fans on the Reputation Stadium Tour, 2018, which helped her recalibrate her personal life and artistic direction after the media controversies surrounding her celebrity at the time. Republic Records released Lover on August 23, 2019. It was Swift's first album under Republic after her previous contract with Big Machine ended. Soon You'll Get Better is a song that Swift said was the album's hardest track to write. It was inspired by the cancer diagnoses that Swift's parents received. My dad got cancer when I was 13 and he got better, and it wasn't a very long process. But things with my mom have been very different. In a live video broadcast on YouTube the day before the album's release, Swift said that she and her family had a discussion before deciding to publish and release Soon You'll Get Better, because of how personal the song was. The country band Dixie Chicks featured on Soon You'll Get Better. Swift asked the Dixie Chicks to collaborate with her around the time when Jack Antonoff, a producer for Lover, was also working with them. She explained that the Dixie Chicks were the band that made wanna do this, saying that they taught her to have both a strong female voice and a very feminine aesthetic because of the track's personal nature. Swift said having the Dixie Chicks on the song was because of how they were such a big part of life. In a July 2020 interview with Billboard, the band admitted that collaborating with Swift felt like a lot of pressure because they worried if they would dislike the track. But they ended up loving it and credited Swift with helping so many girls for the future, just showing that vulnerable place of figuring this stuff out for herself. The lyrics detail Swift's emotions after learning about her mother's cancer diagnosis, starting with a scene where she and her mother are in a doctor's office. The buttons of my coat were tangled in my hair in doctor's office lighting, before proceeding with Swift's prayers to God. Holy orange bottles. Each night, I pray to you. Desperate people find faith. So now I pray to Jesus too, but also expressing her doubts in religion. She is in denial of her mother's illness, but she admires how her mother stays positive. You like the nicer nurses, you make the best of a bad deal. She tells herself of happy endings but realizes they are delusional. I know delusion when I see it in the mirror. This won't go back to normal. In the bridge, Swift details her thought spirals. I hate to make this all about me, but who am I supposed to talk to? What am I supposed to do if there's no you? The Irish Times' Louise Bruton thought that the track captured the fear and the silence of a hospital room. Soon You'll Get Better received acclaim from critics, who praised both the tender sound and emotional lyrics. Dermot Razor Bruner from Time and Michael Wood from the Los Angeles Times compared the tone of the track to prayers, lullabies, and hymns. Bruner said that the soft melody was contrasted by the brutal stanzas about the health conditions of Swift's mother, which elevated the song's emotional impact. Wood ranked the track as the second best on Lover. Behind Cruel Summer, Vulture's Julie Height described the vocals as hushed, and said that Swift's storytelling perspective was like a cinematographer. First the focus on a tiny detail, then a zoomed-out shot of the settings where the trouble's playing out. Height praised Swift's delivery for exhibiting breathiness, crisp enunciation, and telegraphed sincerity, which he deemed a welcoming sign of a return to the country roots of her earlier music after the various shades of rhythmic, electronic-based pop on her past albums. Consequence of Sound's Natalia Barr picked Soon You'll Get Better as one of the album's essential tracks, highlighting its acoustic production and the most heavenly harmonies of Korea. Claire Schaffer of Rolling Stone and John Pareles from the New York Times praised the Dixie Chicks' harmony vocals for complementing the emotional impact. The former thought that the understated production highlighted Swift's lyrics, which the latter found to contain jolting specificity. Sam Brooks of the spin-off described those harmonies as literal angels coming around Swift as she grieves her mother's cancer, and said that Swift's vocals had improved, as shown by the way she's played around with her phrasing and the limitations of her voice. The Guardian's Alexis Petridis described the track as gorgeous and suitable for those who think it all went wrong when she left Nashville to console themselves with. Anna Gacker of Pitchfork said that the position of Soon You'll Get Better in Lover's track list after the relentlessly upbeat London Boy brings forth a mood swing will knock you sideways. Entertainment Weekly named Soon You'll Get Better as one of the 10 most emotionally devastating songs of the 2010s decade and stated that the heartbreaking lyrics showcase Swift's pain and worry effectively. They also labeled the bridge of the song as the saddest bridge in Swift's discography. Nate Jones of Vulture placed the song 65th on his ranking of Swift's 214 songs as of November 2022, calling it simple, sincere, and affecting. It was her first time performing this track, after she previously stated that she would not perform it because of how difficult it is for her to emotionally deal with its meaning. Media publications deemed the performance moving. Jem Aswad of Variety thought that the track was suitable for countless people praying for the recovery of loved ones affected by the coronavirus pandemic that the show is working to rally relief for. In MTV News, Trey Alston praised Swift's piano rendition for bringing to life and highlighted the simplicity of her performance. There aren't any smiles, winks, or any other theatrics. It's just Swift and her instrument, working to immerse viewers in the moment with her. Many publications considered Soon You'll Get Better one of the best moments of the Together at Home special. Billboard commended that Swift effectively ripped our hearts out and reminded us of the power of music to both reflect and ease our pain, describing the moment as tough, lovely and cathartic. Radio Times wrote that she powered through the song, having to keep her eyes clenched throughout. Variety's Chris Willman lauded Swift as sober truth-teller at nearly the last minute, and said of the song, "There couldn't have been a more appropriate song for all the families of ICU patients sitting at home." Soon You'll Get Better was among the top 3 sellers from the show, along with Maluma's Carnival and Casey Musgraves's Rainbow. These 3 songs together accounted for 42% of the total song sales generated by the show. Soon You'll Get Better sold more than 1,000 downloads on April 18, 2020, compared to negligible sales the day before. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.